Good evening and welcome back to the Metro Detroit Poker Series. I am your host, Terry Prince, and beside me today I have three-time MDPS champion and final table dealer extraordinaire, Mr. Mark Urich.
How you doing?
Good. How's it going, Mark?
Having a good day so far. Looking forward to watch some poker.
All right. Today we've got the 2022 Deep Stack Championship. We had a season-high 62 runners for this one in our double stack tournament. It's a $100 buy-in. It turned out to be our highest first place prize ever at $2,005 and the largest pool in Metro Detroit Poker Series history of almost $6,800 total prizes paid out today. In our seat number one, back from after a long dry spell, Ted Piekarski, Teddy KGB. Seat number two, Jody Page. This is his second TV table and a one-time champion. Seat number three, Jürgen Drenk, also known as Yo, his second TV table as well, also a single championship. Seat number four, Joel Asuncion, three-time champion and his third TV table. Next to him in seat number five, Gary Gulteri, our fifth time at the TV table and four-time champion. Seat number six is Corey McCumsey, a three-time champion, also the fifth time at the TV table. Seat number seven, Don Johnson, not the Miami Vice one. His second time at a TV table. Then seat number 8, Jim Warda, his third TV table in a row, also a single-time champion. Seat number 9, Randy Meck, he is a MDPS newbie, first-timer. And in seat number 10, Shane Murray, his first TV table as well. So, Mark, that's our crowd today. What do you think?
Pretty solid lineup today. A lot of tough players in the mix. Some new people in the crowd, but I'm anticipating some pretty good poker.
Well, you can see here our starting chip stacks at the final table. Quite a range, 178,000 for Jürgen leading the pack. Jim on the short stack at 20,500. He's got his work cut out for him. And I also want to give a shout out to our friends in the Fish and Chips Poker Tour. They're on the west side of the area here. Several players from their series came and played in our event today. Randy Meck being one of them. He was their representative at the final table. So here we go. We're our first hand now at the final table underway. Blinds are 2,000, 4,000. And Joel looks down at 10-7 and into the muck it goes.
Gary's got ace-jack. Looks like offsuit.
Yep, he's thinking about playing this one from early position.
Gotta imagine Gary's thinking about making a little bit of a noise here. See what he does.
He's counting out some chips. Looks like he's preparing to go all in. Gary's a strong player here. Obviously, he's made 5 final tables just in the TV.
Looks like it was 16,000, but yeah, absolutely, very, very tough player.
Goes all the way around to the big blind, and he folds too. So he takes down his first pot, wins the blinds, total of 22,000 chips.
A little surprised Yoke didn't call with all those chips.
Second hand to go now. Jody's our button. Gary will be first to act at this point. Looks down at 8-2. I don't think he's playing that one.
Not likely. Not the way Gary plays.
King deuce for Corey. That's going to go into the muck. Don looks down at King Jack offsuit. And he folds it after faking out counting out the chips to call.
Maybe he knew something.
I don't know. It looks like he would have been in real bad shape against Teddy's ace-jack here.
KGB splash in the pot.
Makes it 12,000 to go. Uh-oh. Joel looks down at American Airlines.
Maybe Don really knew something.
Yep.
Well, it's Joel thinking here. Is he thinking about max value, Terry? What do you think?
Well, the 3-bet is definitely in order here, but how much to make it from the big blind and maybe get Teddy to come along. That's the tricky call there. How much to get him to come along for.
I would think he's at least got to double the bet.
Yeah, you would have to make it 20 to go. He ends up making it 37 to go. That's a pretty strong raise, a 25,000 chip raise.
Here, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, Teddy's a strong enough player. He hasn't played in a long time, but I'm thinking he could let this go. What about you?
He could. He's got to think he's in bad shape here, but I don't know. If he's thinking up against, he might be up against queens or tens or something like that. He's got a coin flip situation here, in which case he might have some equity, but he's not up against queens or tens. He's up against aces.
Yeah, and Joe definitely represented. He had authority there. Kings or aces, I'm thinking that size betting.
Yeah, Teddy does make the call, puts in the 25,000 chips. We're going to see a flop. Flop comes 2-7-3, 2 diamonds, no help to either player, and Teddy is in a world of hurt. Has a 1% hand here. Joe goes all in.
This is probably pretty easy though for him to lay it down. Didn't connect. Board's really dry.
No, he's got no draws on this at all. Backdoor wheel draw, and that's it. So you got to figure he's going to fold that one away, and he does. Joel takes down this pot of over 76,000 chips. Still at 2,000, 4,000 blinds.
Most of the players at this point look like they can play a few hands. I think the average chip stack was right around 80,000.
Yeah, with this being a deep stack, there's going to be more play here at the final table than we've seen on our last several television broadcasts here. Don looks down at pocket deuces, limps in, makes the call for 4,000. Jim follows him with ace-4 of clubs. Fold around now.
Don't see too many big hands that are going to come up against this. It's a nice spot for Joel, though. Queen 10.
Yeah, he's in the small blinds, so it's half price limp here, and he does. Gary looks down at ace-king, goes all in for 44,500 chips.
The Birdman's liking that position right there.
Yeah, he's got a strong hand from the big blind and a couple of limpers in front of him.
I really like the play. 3 limpers and he pushes a jam in. Gotta like it.
Yeah, because even if he just takes this down, I mean, he's buying 4 bigs.
Yeah.
So it's definitely worth the jam. And if he gets a caller, he's still got a strong hand. Jim actually has less chips, goes all in for 15-5. So and Joel folds. So we're going to see a showdown here. Jim at risk has ace-4 of clubs. He's going to look and see he's in dominated position.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got some outs.
There's one of them.
He did hit a 4, so now he's in really solid shape. Gary's drawn to a single king. Does not come. Pair of 4s doubles up for Jim. Takes down.
Gary's cursing the poker gods right about now.
Yep. Jim takes down about 40,000 in chips there.
It's a good sized pot.
Now we've got Don on the button. Shane will be our first to act under the gun. We're still at 2,000, 4,000 blinds. Shane looks down at suited connectors, 5-6. Diamonds, counting out some chips. What do you think about that from under the gun? To me, that's a little loose call.
If you're going to come out that way with a suited connector, I think maybe a raise is in order instead of a limp, but see how it plays out.
Gary looks down at 2 black snowmen, pocket 8s. Got to think the limp is not going to stay. If it doesn't, he goes all in for 21-5.
I like the move here. Isolate as much as you can. Relatively short stack.
And it does go all the way around back to Shane. Now he's got a decision to make. He got in for cheap, but it's going to cost him $17,000 to make the call, and he's got at best a blocker hand. I mean, it's not real strong. He's got to be worried about overcards, overpairs, the whole 9 yards. He's got a bad drawing hand at best.
Yeah, I mean, he's got, $17,000 a call with his chip stack. He started at around roughly 120. That's not the amount of chips. It's just the position where he's in. I think if he would have pre-flop raised, I don't think Gary would have went all in.
No, but he does make the call, so he's going to see here he's in a world of hurt. Gary's basically got him 4-1.
Got a couple spades.
All 3 spades, so his flush draw is completely toast. Oh, there's a 4th spade. Gary hits a 4 flush.
There he goes with the spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch. Thank you, Lord.
He does take it down with a 4 flush. He was leading the whole way. He didn't really have any problem with that hand, but he'll take it. Takes the double up, courtesy of Shane.
Couple folds here. What's Yog thinking? Oh,
Joel looks down at ace 10 now, offsuit. Raises to 10,000. A whole lot more hands go into the muck. Oh, this will be interesting. Randy's got ace jack. Makes the call.
it's going to be interesting. They both got a lot of chips to play with. Blinds are still relatively small compared to their chip stacks.
Oh, and they both hit a pair on this.
It's a nice flop.
Wow.
Fireworks.
Joel bets out 10,000, which is pretty cheap considering the pot's got 40,000 in it now. Speaking of 40, Randy raises it to 40.
It's a big pump right there. I think Joel can walk away from this. He's thinking, I could just bet middle pair, see where I'm at. I guess I'm not where I thought I was. I'm thinking he's going to fold.
Yeah, I mean, that's you got to figure second pair is not going to be good enough here. I would concur. I would think a fold is likely in order. He doesn't have much in the way of redraws. It's a rainbow flop. He doesn't have a straight draw or anything like that, so he does finally throw it in the muck.
Solid move, though. You put the continuation bet out there, see where he's at. I liked it.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people will bet that middle pair.
No, and then if he didn't get any pushback or just got a call, he's got to figure he's in pretty good shape. But
absolutely.
Background now to Gary under the gun. Showed us one card. The ace must not have had something good to go with it, so it's into the muck. Don folds Yog's favorite hand, 5 deuce. Jim looks down at pocket jacks.
Jim J. Bullock.
And goes 8,000 in a raise too. Well, it's just a min bet raise there.
Yeah.
Shane folds around to Teddy, looking down at Jack 7. That's into the muck. Jody folds Queen 10. Yog from the small blind, 3-4, folds that. Joel ace 4, half price here.
Gotta think he's gonna call for a min raise. He's got a suited ace 4 here, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ace of spades, 4 of spades. Gotta figure he's gonna make the call for half price.
I don't see him raising. You see him raising here?
No, but he's asking Jim how much chips he's got behind, so that's what he's wanting to find out. How much he could be in for if he gets involved in this hand.
Maybe he does raise.
He gets involved, all right. Goes all in. Jim makes the call with his jacks. Joel's looking at that and saying, oops.
I don't think he needed to worry about isolating. He was already isolated, right?
Yeah.
All right.
King 4-3. Queen now. No spades. Another 3.
No help.
Nope. Jim doubles up. Takes down 114,000 chips.
A nice pot.
Yep. Really puts a dent into Joel's stack. So now our updated chip count, you can see Joel at the bottom with 15,000. Yog still standing strong with 172. We've got a couple guys in the middle section there with mid-90s. Blinds up now to 3,000, 6,000. Poker getting more expensive. All right, Jim looks down at 4-4. 2 black 4s. Makes a call. Couple more small hands into the muck.
Looked like somebody threw away a 4 too.
Teddy calls with ace 8 offsuit, and Jody shoves all in for 28,000 with ace queen, and Joel looks down at Cowboys.
Happy.
Yep, goes in all in for 12,000, so all in for less.
I think Joel's wishing he would have had the King's last hand, don't you think, Terry?
Yeah, I bet he does. Kings over those jacks would have been pretty nice.
Let's see.
So now they're trying to figure out how much money's in the pot. Jim's trying to determine whether what he needs to call. He does make the call for 22,000 more, so now Teddy's got to determine whether he's priced into this or not and how much chips he wants to risk with ace 8.
He's got to be thinking he might have a live card here.
And he does make actually goes all in for 33,000, so 5,000 on top of Jody's. Jim makes that call real quick. So we got Four-way action here. 3 players at risk. Jim's got them all covered, but is in bad shape, drawn to a single 4. Jack 7, 8, another 7, and an ace.
Oh my goodness. KGB picks up some chips.
The ace on the river knocks out Joel in 10th place. You saw his reaction on the in-screen window there.
2 unlucky hands in a row, I think, for Joel.
Joel goes out in 10th for 155. Jody follows behind him in 9th place for a $175 finish.
Look at KGB picking up chips like the Siberian Nightmare.
Takes down 2 players in that one hand, so half the players involved got eliminated. So here we go. Blind's still at 3 and 6 now. Teddy looks down at King Jack offsuit. Makes the call. Gary, 9 Jack, into the muck.
Very disciplined.
Corey, King 5 into the muck.
He looks disgusted. I don't think he's had a hand yet, Terry.
Yeah, he might be the only player here that hasn't played one yet.
I'm in Randy, I think.
No, Randy's played a hand. Randy had that ace jack versus Joel's ace 10.
That's true. That's true.
So we got 4-way action here. 4 limpers all around. Queen 7 deuce. 2 clubs.
Pair of 2s for Jim there.
Everybody checks. Big ace on the turn. That's going to change some things around. I don't think Don's going to let this go by. Everybody checks to him. He bets 20,000.
So it's a good sized bet for this pot.
And I think that's going to take it down. And it does. Wins the 44,000 chip pot. Blind still 3-6. Teddy's going to be first to act. Jim on the button. Looks down at pocket 6s.
Well, he's had some easy calls lately. A couple of hands in a row here, some decent hands.
You know, Gary's got him dominated with pocket 8s.
Second time with 8s.
So I think Gary again trying to figure out how to get max value out of that medium pocket pair.
I have a feeling he's going to jam.
We've seen quite a few pocket pairs early at this final table.
That's for sure.
Kings, jacks, aces, 6s, 8s a couple of times. Wow, Gary makes the fold.
I was way wrong.
Oh,
he knew it.
He knew something. Look at those kings again. For
Look out.
Don Johnson picks up Cowboys here, and
Cowboy with the Cowboys.
Gary dodged a huge bullet. Shane looks down at ace-jack suited. In the small blind, he's getting a little discount.
He still has some chips to play with, too.
He makes the call. Now it's up to Ted. What are you going to do, KGB? 2 players in for 25,000.
It's easy fold, I think.
He does make the fold. So, everyone heads up. Donnie's got this 3-1. Let's see a flop. Look at that. Right in the window.
Oh, wow.
King, 8, queen. He flops a set.
I don't know why he's grabbing chips. I would have checked this.
Well, there is straight possibilities. Shane did pick up a straight draw, a Broadway draw, but he does let it go. If he had a couple of diamonds, that would have been a bad shape hand. But that's why he bet it, because there was 2 spades and a straight draw out there.
Sure.
So I would bet it there too. Take it down. Gary looks down at Yoge's hand again. So everybody's had Yoge's hand except Yoge.
It just needs to shift one more down. That's all.
Don calls with Queen 10. Jim behind him with Ace 7 makes a call. Shane looks down at King Jack. We've seen a lot of King Jacks so far today too.
Absolutely.
And we've seen them played, which is kind of unusual because it's fairly mediocre.
They sometimes call it the rookie hand because it always looks so good.
There's a jack in the window, so that King Jack's looking a whole lot better now.
Open-ended for Don.
Yep. Teddy's
Four
got
flush.
Teddy's got a flush draw. Second nut flush draw. So lots of draws here. Don bets out 15,000.
Teddy comes along.
Shane makes the call as well. Let's see the turn. 5 of diamonds doesn't help anybody.
That's your card.
Yeah, that's my pocket fives. Would have been in really good shape there. Don bets 15,000, but Shane's the leader in the hand with a pair of jacks. Makes the call. Ted's not going anywhere with the second nut flush draw.
Right.
And a 5 of hearts. There's the flush. And I'd have turned the quads.
You would have. You would have. Teddy would have been in a big time world of hurt. Although this hand looks like he's in control.
Yep, he's shoved all in with his second nut flush. A paired board. Got to scare him just a little.
Easy fold for Don.
Shane with top pair now. Sees the 3 hearts out there. And the paired board. Got to think this is a throwaway hand at this point. But he's really thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, he felt really good after the turn. I'm thinking the river really changed his mind.
Yep, he does finally fold. Teddy takes us down over 120,000 chips in that pot. Nice pot for Teddy to take down.
KGB Express, watch out, fellas.
He's now on the button. Corey will be first to act with King 7. Still not much of a playable hand for him. Into the muck it goes. Don 5-3. The hammer for Jim 7 deuce.
Best hand in poker.
At least it's suited. Randy with pocket 8s raises to 15,000. There's another pocket pair of 8s. It's the third time we've seen those.
King deuce off. Yog sizing him up with Queen 10 offsuit.
Yep, half price. Well, not half price. Small blind makes the call. So coin flip situation here. And nobody caught any of that. 9 king deuce, 2 diamonds on the flop.
I don't think Randy's feeling too good with the 2 overs there.
No, Yog's got a gut shot draw here. That's 20,000. Randy's got the best hand, but throws it away because of the overcards and the diamonds, and decides it's not worth it. I'd have probably done the same.
Yeah, probably. And plus, Yog's got such a huge chip stack. Hard to bet into it.
Yeah, you don't want to get wrangled up with the chip leader with mediocre hands.
We got a couple spades on board there. Looks like ace 3 for Jim. Queen 8 just got thrown on the monk.
Teddy calls with king 10. Fairly loose offsuit call.
Corey dumps Doyle Brunson into the muck.
Not even for half price. He was in a small blind. Could have seen that for 3,000 chips. So there's no way. Jack, Jack, King, Rainbow. Teddy gets top pair. Nobody's got a jack.
A backdoor flush draw for Jim.
Yep, and Don, no draws at all. Folds to Teddy's bet, and so does Jim. So Teddy takes this one down as well. Now Teddy's really stacking up chips.
Yeah, KGB he gets dangerous when he gets some chips in front of him.
Randy's going to be first to act here. Looks down at 8-5. Or will look down at it. No, he doesn't. Throws it away. Shane, Queen Jack of Hearts, throws it away quickly, and Ted looks down at pocket queens behind him.
Give me the chips and the cards. I'll take them both.
Yep. Raises to 22,000. Yog looks down at 9-8 of diamonds. Considering it.
I think he's going to call him.
He does make the call with his monster stack. Corey looks down at pocket 6s. Finally a playable hand, but he's got 2 players in front of him. What do you do with it?
I think he's going to fold. I mean, you got a big raise, and then you got the chip leader calling out. I don't see how he can call, but you know how Corey is. He takes a lot of time trying to figure out what he's going to do.
Yeah, looks like Don decided to fold on a turn. He folded pretty early, so he did fold it. And then Corey finally folds.
Yeah, it's a good fold.
Jim folds Jack 4, and we're going heads up between Ted and Yog. Ted's got a hammer lock on this.
Oh, no.
Oh, so much for that.
Night-night.
Yog flops top 2 pair, and that is a beautiful board for him, and Teddy is in a world of hurt and doesn't even know it.
Leads out betting, which I don't mind because he's trying to see where he's at with that dry board.
That is not a scary board for pocket queens at all. So
Yog looks so comfortable.
Oh, and he hits a full house.
He's about ready to invite him over for Christmas dinner. Look at him. He's being so nice to him.
Teddy is betting out again, which I don't blame him for, because that board is not scary to him, but he's drawn to a single queen now.
Smooth call.
And a king of diamonds is no help for Teddy.
You pump the brakes, he pumps them. Good job.
He does check. Yoge's going to make a value bet here.
Can he get away from it?
30,000 chips. That is a pretty good value bet. I don't think Teddy gets away for 30,000. There's too many chips in the pot.
Right.
Yoge slips over the bad news, and all Teddy can do is smile.
Yoge says, boys, you thought I only played 2 cards, 5s and 2s.
Man, oh man. What a flop for 8-9.
It's a big pot, too. It's a big chip shift right now. Teddy took a bunch of chips and handed them right over to Yoge.
And Yoge's chip lead just gets all that much bigger. Shane looks down at Ace-Jack, goes all in for 29,000.
But his chip lead went all the way down from 120 down to 29,000. He's been hurting. It's probably the best hand he's seen in quite some time.
Teddy makes the call, King-Jack. Yoge folds, and Gary looks down at Ace-King. I think he's shoving, and he does for 30,000. So he just got Shane covered by a single 1,000 chip.
Right. Fold.
Folds around. Jimmy's looking at Jack 7. That's into the muck. 10 deuce. Doyle Brunson for Randy also quickly folds.
3-way to the pot.
3-way action. 2 players all in.
Should be a side pot here.
We're going to have a 2,000 chip side pot. There it is. There's the main pot for Shane. And Gary's out in the lead here. 72% with Ace-King. He flips it over. Even the Jack's not quite live because Teddy's got a Jack with Shane's Jack.
There's 7-4. 3 on the flop. 2 spades.
9 of hearts. Teddy's drawing dead. Shane now helped there.
Ace-King. High card.
Nobody holds up. Ace-King is the sweeper. No pairs. And Shane is going to be our 8th place finisher. $205. Pretty nice payday. He did re-enter, so he basically made $5.
Still not a bad prize pool for 8th place to get that much money. You're usually looking at much smaller prizes.
Yep. We had, like I said, this was our record prize pool for a regular season event. So all the prizes are higher than normal at this final table.
Bird wakes up with Ace-Queen here. Diamonds.
Blinds are up 5,000, 10,000 now. Gary's looking down at Ace-Queen of diamonds. Makes it 40,000 to go. Folds all the way around to Yoge with Ace-King.
Uh-oh.
And he
Smooth
makes the
call?
Yep.
Big bet, too.
10-10 Jack, rainbow flop. Yoge and Gary both pick up straight draws.
Each needs each other's card.
Yep.
It's interesting. They both have a lot of chips right now, and he bets 30,000 into this pot. I don't know. I think Gary can walk away, but it's tempting to call. There's a lot of chips in that pot.
Yeah, he's got to think about this. That's not generally all that much of a scary board, but he didn't catch anything, and he's got no redraws. A backdoor diamond draw and a gut shot straight draw.
He must be thinking he can find a better spot. He's waiting this long. I don't see him calling now.
He's really dominated, but he doesn't realize it. And with like I said, no real redraws here. He could easily be looking at a 10. Yoge was in the big blind. Could be looking at a small pocket pair. Could be looking at a 10. Could be looking at a Jack. Could be looking at a lot of things that Yoge could be holding here that made the call.
I don't think Yoge wants him to call either, though.
But the 30,000 chip bet into that pot that had almost 100,000 chips going into it is not that not real big. But yep, Gary does finally fold. Yoge takes down 115,000 chips.
I think after he watches this video, he's going to feel better about folding.
Well, for sure, he was dominated. Corey looks down at deuce 3 into the muck. There's pocket jacks again.
It's the second time for him.
No, Jim had him earlier. I don't think Don had cowboys earlier.
Oh, that's right.
So, Pocket jacks, 3 ways to play them. They're all wrong. So that's out 35,000. That's one of the wrong ways to play it.
Especially when you walk into a monster like this.
He's still, Teddy's looking down at Ace King. Goes all in for 59,000. Yob folds. I think Gary's going to fold here, and Don's got to decide to put most of the rest of his chips in the pot. I would think he would.
Kind of doubt he's going to fold. He put that many chips out there to begin with. I don't think he has much left.
Yeah, it's 24,000 to call, so it's not a huge amount, but it is most of what he's got left. He looks like he's only got about 2,000 chips behind after that, so he certainly doesn't have much. But he's in the lead, but it's essentially a coin flip. 6, 5, 9, rainbow. Jack.
Oh,
yeah.
Teddy slit his own throat.
Don hits a set on the turn and takes Teddy out in 7th place, $250 of prize winnings for him. He had that big stack and shipped off a bunch of them to Yog, and then the rest off to Don. And there's those kings we were talking about earlier. Don picks them up again.
Yeah. I bet Teddy's thinking he wants them to spend those chips wisely, maybe think of them fondly if they place deeper in the tournament.
Now Don's got more chips to play with these kings. Bets 25,000. Pocket 8s makes the call. We just saw an 8 get folded by Randy.
A little unconventional here. I don't know. I'd be calling with Ace 3 offsuit.
Yeah, he's on the button and he makes the call. That's kind of that's a loose call, but he's got a mountain of chips. Corey finally looks down at Ace Queen, another playable hand, and this is the first hand he actually gets involved in.
A 10-5-9 rainbow flop.
Got a little straightening there, but nobody's really got that. So the kings are still way ahead. Corey checks and Don bets out 40,000. Jim quickly goes all in for 36,000 behind him.
Gotta think that Don's gonna look him up here.
Corey and Yog both folded, so Don's bet already had Jim covered, so they're just making the right change, and we're all set to go here. Jim sees he's drawn to an 8. Or runners for a straight. Nope, 10's not going to do it. 5 of spades not going to do it either. Kings take this down, and Jim Warda is our 6th place finisher, $315.
Well, Don's starting to pile up some more chips here.
Yep, he went from 0 to hero real quick, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
Down to 5 players now, and Yog folds. Gary looks down at 9 Jack. I think the opening hands are going to get a little bit looser here. 5-way action. Gary's thinking about this being 1 gap connectors.
Uh-oh, there's a big smile. What does he know?
Corey's making some kind of joke. He goes all in with Jack 9. That's aggressive.
I'm still wondering how this play came about.
Corey's got Queen 10 of hearts, and he's counting out chips as well. I said things would loosen up being 5-way action. I didn't expect him to get that loose.
I have a feeling Corey's not going to make this call. Doesn't really have anything in the pot.
Well, he does make the fold. And look at that. Don also looks down at Queen Jack. Corey's were at least suited.
Queen 10, Queen 10.
I said Queen Jack, didn't I? Yeah, Queen 10. That's what I meant. There's another Jack. Jack Deuce for Randy.
Randy's in for 10K, but the raise is 33,000.
And he makes the call.
Chance to knock someone out?
Yep, makes the call. We got 91,000 chips in the pot. Corey and Don showing their Queen 10s to each other. It's like they both had the same hand. Corey's like, at least mine was suited. but they both folded. So here we go. We're going to see Gary's in the lead here. 8 of spades, 8 of diamonds, 8 of clubs.
That was a lot of 8s there.
Those 8s have been running. We've seen a lot of pocket 8s too. Lots of 8s. 10 of clubs now.
No, we got a open-ended straight draw for Gary.
We got a lot of ways to chop this pot too. In fact, really, this is going to be a chop pot unless Gary makes it straight or catches a 9. But nope, neither one happens. The deuce would have given it to Randy. 7, queen, or 9 would have given it to Gary. Everything else leads to the chop, and that's where we ended up. So this hand chops.
Split the blind.
Yep. So here we are. Gary's the button now. Randy will be first to act. Blind still 5 and 10,000. Randy looks down at 3, 6 of spades. Throws them away. A couple more spades. Throws them away. Gary, king of spades, queen of clubs. Raises the 30,000 all in.
It's a strong hand with this little many people left.
Yep. That's definitely a good play there, I think.
Easy fold for Corey.
He's only got 3 bigs anyway. So to go rate, 30,000 all in on king queen, that's certainly respectable. And Gary Don looks down at king 5 now. And for 20,000 more chips makes the call. Gary's got him dominated. 2.5 to 1 here. 5, 7, 8.
The 5 just kind of hurt his feelings.
Yep. Don hits a pair of 5s. Gary gets a pair of Gork. And that's going to do it for Gary. He's hanging on, playing a short stack pretty often, which is his specialty, but can't get it all the way. Takes it down. 5th place, $420. Still a good payday.
Very good showing, yep.
Corey now on the button, 5,000, 10,000. Still our blinds. Yog looks down at queen, jack, offsuit. 4-way action here. Lots of opening hands in this range.
Thought Corey might have limped in there with that hand.
Well, Don's got a 6 and something else to go with it. Makes the call. Randy checks his big blind. We're going to see a flop. 3-way action all limped in for 30,000 chips in the pot. 5, 10, 4. Rainbow. Randy caught a pair of 4s. Don's got a gut shot draw.
Yog with 2 overs.
And a backdoor straight draw for Yog. And Yog, Randy bets 15,000. Yog makes the call. Don makes the call as well.
Those chips are giving him a little bit more playing time.
Well, it was 5 to 1 on his money, so thought he had it with the gut shot draw. Figured he'd give it a shot. But Yog picks up top pair now with a queen. That's 30,000. I think that's going to end this hand, and it does.
Rich keep getting richer.
Yogi taking it down, building up on that stack. Blinds up again now. We're at 7,000 and 14,000.
I think we're getting close to the get out of my house hour.
Yeah, it could be. This is our deep stack structure, though. This goes on for a while, so we're at 30-minute levels, and so yeah, it's a long tournament. This one. It starts at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Runs quite a long day.
This is a big hand here. 2 big stacks up against each other.
Randy's all in. Queen Jack. Yog pocket 7s. Randy flops an open ender. King 10. Another 10 now, so Randy's out in the lead. Yog just got counterfeited. Oh, and now Randy got counterfeited as the board boats. And they're going to chop this up.
It's a second chop here in the last couple of hands.
What a hand. Board, full house on the board. 4-way action here. Corey's in 4th place, rode his whole final table and hardly played a hand.
It's good discipline. I mean, he's a very solid player. Methodically thinks out his plays.
He certainly didn't get here that way, but boy, this final table has not been good to him. Now he's looking down at pocket deuces after Randy shoved all in with his ace deuce. Corey's on the big blind, so he's getting in for a discount. Not sure how many chips Randy has here involved, but I'm guessing that it's going to put Corey all in. So does he want to stake his life on a pair of twos?
I don't think he wants to. I think he's going to, though.
Really going in the tank on it.
I think Don's just relieved he's not in this hand.
Corey does make the call, all in. Sees one of his outs there, but that just means that Randy has one less live card. Oh, the ace on the turn, and that sticks a fork in Corey's day.
He did have a good run for no cards.
Yep, he takes down fourth place for $580. And here's our updated chip count. You can see Yog way out in the lead with almost 400,000, down at 242, and Randy in third with 147,000 chips. There's over 700,000 chips in play, and with 7,000, 14,000 blinds, it's still a lot of chips to play with, a lot of action still to be had. I mean, the low stack has 10 bigs.
Right. They can play a couple hands here, a couple raises, couple calls. I don't know how many three-way hands we're going to see, though.
Right. I mean, it's not we're not talking uber deep or anything, but it's the last several TV shows we've had, by the time we get here, people are average stack might be 6 or 8 blinds. Here you got the low stack that's got 10 bigs, so there's definitely some play that can happen. There's not a lot of play that will happen.
Big raise here by Randy.
King, queen suited. Yog makes the call with ace 4 offsuit. 5, jack, 8, rainbow flop. Randy goes all in.
And Yog folds. Good continuation bet from Randy there. Represented strength off the pre-flop raise.
Yeah, Yog actually had the best hand and folded it. The ace high was the best hand, but he didn't know that he was live and that everybody was drawn. First bet wins in a lot of those cases.
Right.
So here we are, Yog and Randy again going at it. Queen 7 versus King Deuce. Randy makes the first bet again.
Yog gets top pair.
Yeah, after a 6-5-7 flop, Yog comes over the top with a raise to 40,000, and Randy goes away after finding out he's no good. So,
Still, just like the last hand, though, he put that bet out there, see where he's at, see if he can steal it.
yeah, this time Yog caught a hand.
Yep.
Randy now looks down at pocket kings.
I think this time you can bet and feel a little bit more confident than the last hand.
You see Corey moved over to the dealer position, so he's dealing out the last of this final table for us.
Yeah, be good to your dealers, people.
So everybody thanks those that volunteered to deal at the final table.
Shameless plug, I know, but
Yep,
still.
got one sitting next to me. Don makes the call with Queen 10 of spades, and Randy's way out ahead here, 4-1 favorite. Jack 6-3 rainbow flop. Don 5% win the hand and makes out a 25,000 chip bet, and Randy can't believe it. He's looking down at his hand thinking, what could he possibly have? He's betting at me. Makes the call, 25,000, easy call.
Looked like a value bet, but now I think it's getting a little scary. He sees the ace on board.
Yeah, that'll slow things down a bit. Don does check. Randy, sensing weakness, shoves all in. Gotta hope that wasn't a sucker me in check. But,
Right.
If
Now,
it wasn't, we have the benefit of seeing the cards. Don does have a gut shot draw, but he needs one of the kings that Randy has. Don's counting out chips, but I can't imagine why. Looks down at kings again, or Queen 10 again.
I think he's going to fold. I can't think he's going to go for a gutter here.
Nope. There they go, into the buck. The wrong suit. He had the 2 clubs out there, but he had 2 spades, so it doesn't help him. Blinds up now, 10 and 20,000. That's going to change the complexion a little bit.
Gonna be a little bit more bingo, don't you think?
Just a bit. Don looks down at dime store, 10-5. Makes the call. Randy checks behind with 3-9, and we're going to see a flop.
I think you're going to see a lot of Queen X, King X raises here. For sure, any ace is probably going to get a raise.
So we got 7, 4, 8, 2 spades on the flop. Nobody caught anything, but we got some backdoor draws. Randy bets out. Don makes the call. King of spades now. Don's got a flush draw. And a gut shot, straight draw. He checks. Randy bets out 40,000. Don makes the call. We got 160,000 chips in this pot. Jack of clubs.
I think this is a fold.
Randy goes all in.
I think it's a good bet by Randy there.
Yeah, that's a complete bluff.
I think that's the biggest hand of the night right there. Is a great bluff. He fired on all cylinders, all 3 streets.
He threw that shot out that third bullet. Took it down.
He doesn't. He loses. That was a great play by Randy.
Don didn't hit anything either, but he did have the better hand. Obviously didn't know it.
Right. Here he goes all in.
Yep. There's your queen 9 you were talking about. Queen face card's basically going to get some action. Randy makes the call with king deuce.
Pot size 98,000.
Here we go. We're going to see a flop.
So Don's at risk here.
Heads up. Corey gives us a flop, shows that 10 in the window, and a king, and another king. Randy's got a stranglehold on his hand now.
Yeah.
Flop trips.
A little tough to come from behind on this one.
Well, Don does have a gutter ball straight draw. Needs that jack. Queen ain't gonna do it. The trips take it down. And Don's gonna be our 3rd place finisher. Takes down a nice chunk of money here. $895. You did collect a bounty that was worth $60 as well.
That's usually what the 1st place prize is. It's a pretty nice chunk of change to go home with for 3rd place.
So here's our updated counts now. You can see Randy has taken the lead now, 437 to 347, but it's still pretty close. He's only got a 90,000 chip lead over Yog. I think it's the first time we've seen anybody but Yog having the chip lead.
Well, Randy had a nice big pot there against Don. Definitely catapult him into the league, but we can't count Yog out here. They've got pretty comparative stacks.
Yep, for sure. And there's definitely some play here. You know, they've 10, 20 blinds now, and 350 to 400,000 chips each. You know, definitely some playroom here.
Well, they both have really strong hands to start here. It's heads up.
Yep, Queen Jack versus 10 Jack. Yog in a good lead here. And they both caught a jack. So this is going to get interesting because they both got top.
Fireworks. Yep. There it is.
Yog goes all in. Randy quickly makes the call, and Randy's drawn to a 10.
7 on the turn.
No help there, although it gives him another out. Now a 9 makes a straight.
And a queen.
Queen gives Yog 2 pair now, and he takes down that pot. 694,000 chips. He now has a huge lead on this tournament.
A chip in a chair, though, too. Chip in a chair.
Chip in a chair. We've seen people come back, for sure, but Yog has a hammerlock on this right now. Blinds just went up, 15,000, 30,000. Randy goes all in with Queen 5. Yog makes the quick call with King Queen.
Both sharing that queen.
Yep. And Yog's dominating this as a 3-1 lead.
And a king in the window.
King 10-8. Yog now all but over on this one. Looking to wrap up this one and pull down his second MDPS championship. 8 of diamonds is not going to help. In fact, that's going to end it. Randy's now drawing dead and will be eliminated in second place.
Still a great showing for Randy.
Yep, Randy being an MDPS newbie comes in and takes down $1,245 in second place. Yog, our champion today with a bounty, takes down $2,065. What a payday for him.
Congrats to Yog, one of the nicest guys that plays in the tournaments.
Well, thanks a lot for coming out, Mark. I appreciate it.
Thank
for
you.
Mark, I'm Terry. See you next time with the Metro Detroit Poker